Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Donald Trump's third attempt in 3 days to make a crazy pitch to the Court of Appeals to put off what's beginning to look like the inevitable. That is his ass in the chair, if I can be crass about it, come Monday as a jury is selected to determine whether he, as alleged, engaged with others in a plan to interfere with the voters' rights to know information in the 2016 election. That's really how it's being put by the judge as an election interference case. That's important, though, a whole nother point. Okay, so he's pulling out all stops, no surprise, and they are just feeble, all one more feeble than the next. And they've been not just rejected by judges of the Court of Appeals, but rejected summarily with no consideration, the same way you would reject, a crazy petition that says, I don't have to pay income tax. Because you could think this comes up a little with the Supreme Court of the United States. You make a motion, it goes to the justice, who has jurisdiction over that circuit. And then if it's at all meaty, they serve it up to the court. If it's not, they just deny it. Well, that latter category is what the Court of Appeals has made for all three of Trump's flailing last-minute efforts. The first on Monday was to try to say, I need to change venue. Manhattan itself has so much PR and is pitched against me. And the court just rejected that out of hand. On appeal, he could challenge that he was in such a environment, but we're going to see this next week again and again as he rails about certain jurors who are selected. The question is always, can you find 12 people, good and true, who will apply the facts to the law and follow their oaths and judge Trump the way he's entitled to be according to the law, but not the way he wants to be according to his personality or his mere presence and the magnitude of him. Okay. Then Tuesday, they made a challenge to the gag order, and remember, Merchan has recently expanded it after Trump's vicious diatribe involving Merchan's daughter, but Merchan did it in a cool way and said, stop totally trashing the family members of the judge and DA. Seems pretty fair. He made a claim, terrible violation of his First Amendment rights. And indeed, they must immediately hear the case, of course, and delay the trial. Whereas, the watchword at this point is, if your rights have been abridged, can that be vindicated later? And of course, it can be. And again, back of the hand by a single judge. They're still going to actually consider his claims. In fact, there's a hearing on Monday where they'll consider the contours and substance of the gag order. I think they'll be very much of a mind to affirm it. They're judges, and I think they can really appreciate what Merchan has been subjected to, if only the sort of anxiety as a parent of having his daughter under attack by someone whose followers are completely capable of doing real violence. And then yesterday, another so-called Act 78 action in New York. Trump actually sued. The suit that he brought was against Merchan, as if it's, Trump v. Merchan. And in fact, Merchan gets a lawyer for this who argues in the Court of Appeal, as does the DA. And because the claim here is Merchan needs to it's just basically the same old recusal argument, because the daughter works, or I think maybe even owns a company that does a lot of work for Democrats. That's been rejected a couple times by Merchan. And on the strength of an opinion several months back from the ethics entity within the court that no, this is fine. And in particular, there's not even the remotest showing that you can benefit financially from this, which would really be the thing that would require the recusal. And so it's just the same old thing. But Donald Trump versus Juan Merchan, and it goes up to the Court of Appeal. And again, a single judge just says, in very summary fashion, nothing there, pal. Shine your shoes because you need to go to court, and that really does seem to be the situation. When I say does seem, it's only because as I've mentioned before, other litigants have some restraint born of not wanting to commit perjury or telling the truth or brazenness or shame. They don't apply here. And so what stunt he might undertake, a health crisis, wanting to fire his counsel, just acting up in some way to stop proceedings, you can't exactly know. But man, lawyers canvassed for the reports on these things said just can't remember a situation of 3 in 3 days, crazy and so soundly rejected motions as Trump has made. So we'll see if another day brings another one, but there's really nothing apparent on the horizon that could even slightly be a justification for a delay. And both the trial judge and the appellate judges are on to Trump, know that that's what he's trying to do. And so we'll be, I think, vigilant against it. So there we have it. T minus, 2 business days and 4 days total. And time for Trump in the chair 4 days a week, starting with the selection of a jury. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.